now a very story-driven game, and I enjoy playing an action game or a horror game. I do like to sit back and in just 5 minutes. And so far I'm liking how it's going. And I have a body, which I'm happy about.
Mark urgent. Open immediately.
So you do stuff yourself. Like I'm doing this. Kind of makes me think of how
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
and I like this that there's like words that are appearing. Oh. Okay, no trespassing. You can zoom in with L2. This property is protected by video surveillance. Trespassers will be prosecuted. Alright.
Inner will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked.
So, am I
Maybe
Edith
she thought I'd
Finch?
know. Or she thought the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Are we playing as Edith Finch, or are we following the trail of Edith Finch? And we have two roads. You can go down, or you can continue on. I kinda wanna go off the beaten path. Honestly. I really like the look of the game. I like the sounds. This is pretty. It's also slightly gloomy.
Even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Ooh. Ooh.
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something, but never do.
Wow. Now that now that they mention it, it's very, very quiet. Like there were just frogs and stuff a minute ago. Where'd they all go? Oh, hold on. Missing. If you have information about Milton, call the something Island Police Department. Orca Island Police Department, I think it says. Milton Finch. Okay, so that might be your brother. Another missing. It's Milton again. Alright. Wow.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
What, decrepit and like, it's not really decrepit, but slightly over out of it? Oh. Okay. It's an old truck, and I'm not really seeing anything else here, so I guess we'll just go into the house. I also like the sounds. There's so many. I think I am I'm a woman.
As
I
a
think I'm
child,
Edith.
The house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
I wonder why. Maybe we'll find out.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
You're afraid of? Inheriting the house of 17. Wow.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Of course it didn't. We're gonna peek inside.
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Alright. Maybe the back door. or something. Garage. No, you're not getting in that way, I can tell you that. Maybe this door, actually. Maybe we can crawl into the doggy door. Who knows? Of course.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Well, you're 17, you can do it now. The lights
The
turn
power
on.
had been turned off the night we left.
Of course it did. Well, I mean, it makes sense.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
But you just said you were afraid of the house, and oh my goodness. There's a lot of books around. Cannery, like, what
But
is
instead of a
this?
family, there were just memories of one.
Man. These plates are... They don't seem dirty at all, they seem clean.
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
What's wrong with Chinese, though? I like Chinese. Yeah, a lot I can.
Or how after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
That's my dog's name. Molly. She's sitting right here with me. Molly. Your name is in the game. It's Molly Moo. Alright, anyway, let's continue on.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
Yeah, what did you
It
guys
was like a
do?
bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
What'd you guys do? Like, oh my. Ew. Ew. There's just no bugs anywhere. Oh, poor plants. Dead
My
for
mom was the only one of
years,
us who could
I
imagine
guess.
Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Alright, well, we're
Nothing
learning.
in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it. Like a smile with too many teeth.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. You guys had a TV. Is this just to show
Even
how
the
many...
fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
After it sank? What? No. There's moving boxes? In the world? Why'd they leave in such a hurry?
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Barbara Finch. Ugh.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
I'm guessing we're gonna go down there eventually. I should probably turn my headphones down. I got stuff on a little loud. Just a little. Well then. Oh, that's been blasted. Oh. We unlocked it. No?
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive. After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms.
Why?
Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
So, whoa.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Aw.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
It's weird. I just said that's weird, and then there's a book called The Weird King in Yellow. Seeing critically. Labyrinths. The Book of Sand. Okay, I'm done reading those. Oh wow, nice. Edie. Huh. 2010.
The last time I was in Edith Senior's room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
What rooms?
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Does the key go here? It does.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
What?
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
But I had no idea what was behind that door.
Oh man.
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Molly.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Gerbil food. I thought about... No. This is awful. I want to eat the fish.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Oh, the door is open. Wait. Okay, thank God. Toothpaste? You're not supposed to eat toothpaste.
I ate a lot of things that night.
Are those edible?
I kept eating.
You're not supposed to.
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
Oh,
It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly,
Hey.
I was a cat.
Oh my.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Ah, that's so close. Why?
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me. babies were all gone.
Oh, Lord. Goddamn bird.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
What?
Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
My... What?
A mama rabbit.
A mama rabbit?
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
What? This makes no sense, but I guess, whatever.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Oh my god. What? What the hell?
I grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water.
Now
When
what?
I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
I am an octopus. What? I'm an octopus, aren't I? My goodness, I am.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
I'm a monster, not an octopus.
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Oh god. That scared me a little bit. Why is the music getting louder?
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. Passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
This is weird.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Now I'm just constantly moving. Oh Lord. What in the hell?
I got closer and closer.
Is it her? Oh, it's herself, isn't it? Yeah, it's herself. Alright. Okay, hold on. It's gotta be.
All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
Oh my.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Wow.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
Saw a cat.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories.
Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
built 1937. Sven Finch.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Lewis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Her room was like a museum.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Alright. So we are learning about the Finch family. And what happened with them.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom.
It was a pretty big trace.
I don't know what that is. Does this fit here too? Oh. There's a secret in this bathroom.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Wow. Oh Lord. Careful.
It down.
It's like a red room type deal. Okay. Couple turns land into Native Haven. Milton. Fort Calvin. Wow.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
It's a television? Oh no. What am I talking about? course it is.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Broken foot. Nice.
My
Oh.
brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Is that why he's got a broken foot?
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
Oh no.
I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up,
Oh
then maybe
no.
he'd still be here. But I doubt it.
Oh
I
no.
think he'd already made up his mind.
Oh god.
That's what I
Oh,
want to remember about my brother.
uh-oh. No. Oh no.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Oh no. No.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Oh. No. Oh.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Oh god. That was Oh, that's sad. That's very sad. Oh, it's loading. Okay. Hey. Hold on, wait, how do we leave? What do we do? It's not like we can just open these doors. Okay, maybe I don't need to. Meow. Sasha. Come on, Sasha. Go. Go. Good girl. Okay. Alright. Oh, you okay? Are you breathing heavily? What's the matter with you? Huh. Well then. What? What? What is up with this house?
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Hold on, wait. Squeeze. I think that's for easy access later.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Right.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her
Only.
It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secrets. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally
Hey.
the key pops out.
Thanks.
Meow.
I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him.
Molly.
On
Molly.
She reached for the music box.
Okay, well, I'm doing this.
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick. But the house was silent.
Oh no.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Don't copy strike me. This is the Halloween theme, damn it.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
some shit.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear! Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the Late Picture Show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, we're dead.
More of this.
Walter, are you there? Walter vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Huh.
She played her part beautifully. She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it. Hadn't been opened in years. Hinges grow. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Hold on. There.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Oh.
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Alright, so that tells us that the key to the basement.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Yeah. Now we know.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara. Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
I can see why.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
What? Can't see shit.
I remember
man.
asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories,
It's like a bomb shelter.
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
It's a bomb shelter.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
Jeez. I couldn't.
And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave. Well, I still can.
What the hell? Oh my god. It's got a bunker.
I know it's out there somewhere.
Monster.
Whatever killed Barbara and Molly
Oh.
and Calvin.
So he was so afraid. So he's been tossing all of his junk. He was so afraid of whatever was killing them all. That
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
now we're learning more and more. Do we not get to go down? Okay, we do. What are you doing? Okay, I was about to say, that's not how you do it.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
What am I doing? Go down. You dunce.
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real. I don't know if I should even be writing this.
Hold on a minute.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family.
So
And
we're
the history
not,
you're a part of.
so we're not Edith.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
Are we like...
I think the people
Daughter.
in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
I wouldn't trust these stairs at all.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Is that what we're... Yep.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
A lot of herpes.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
$10 years. 11 years. Uh, 49 years. Edie is the oldest out of all of them. About almost 100 years old. 93. Man. About 53. Man.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
Why didn't...
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Is that it? Is it the house?
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Wow.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
What is that? Oh, it's a crown.
many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday. And find everything out for myself.
barking dogs. Had to chase him down.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Oh dear Lord. So she is pregnant. That's why I said at the beginning too. It's like, is she pregnant? 22 weeks. So noticeably pregnant. Into the window? No. Oh. Ladder.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
Alright, so I'm sorry that I was gone. Again, I had to chase my dogs down. So, but we're back in it. Learn more. Is that him? What the? Huh?
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
She closes it every time.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Oops.
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off. Perfect.
Yes.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Am I taking a picture out?
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
What exactly am I taking a picture of? You didn't tell me. You didn't tell me what I'm taking pictures of. So I have no idea what I'm supposed to be. Taking them up.
Nothing quite like being outside.
Hold still while I take...
Hey!
That's a keeper.
A little more gas in the tank, I guess. I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
Red bean soup.
Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail with deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map. You don't need to waste any more film on me, kiddo.
Then what?
Let's see. Maybe.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, take a picture.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn up. Let me go.
Oh God. What's about to happen?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Don! I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so...
normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
That is actually kind of sad. Damn.
Of the camera, I guess we're all afraid of something.
Another secret door.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
It's a bunch of Pac-Mans. Oh no. A year old divorce contract. I didn't mean to put it down. I wanted to open it, but I wanted to read it.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
What?
Watching's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw. It sure made him happy.
Hey yo. Oh no. I already know I'm leading this kid to his demise.
That I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want to hear this.
Oh no.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw.
No.
There's so much I don't understand about Gregory. About everything.
What? Oh.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Man. That's sad. That is like really, really sad.
I can't
man.
imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet... A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I now pronounce you husband and wife.
Is he gonna get pulled off? I feel like it's gonna yank him, like, off the cliff. What am I doing? Oh.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
He kept flying his kite. Oh no, is lightning gonna strike it?
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, make the music louder. I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day.
What?
Out there on the beach alone. Just you, the wind, the sea, and foam.
Oh.
But I didn't. Until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Really?
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
A rock climbing wall?
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Sounds like the wind's picking up outside.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
That's not an option.
When
Go
my
up.
dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
Yeah.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Okay, that's cool.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Flip book. These are cool. Yeah. Have you guys ever seen like these flip book videos? Oh, really? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, there we go. Now it's working. And that's it. That's his disappearing act. I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen, it's like flip book videos that some people have posted. They're really cool. Like, I wish I was able to.
My brother. Then she sealed the doors.
It's something I wish I could do. And I'm sorry if at times I accidentally talk over the dialogue. That's neat. In a house like that.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Honestly, I feel like there isn't really a family curse, sort of like that Edith was talking about.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
So we're almost at the top.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
It's made out of a boat? So what this is? Alright.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
I thought all the power had been shut off. Why are all these neon signs still? You know what? Never mind. I'm just gonna enjoy the game. Enjoy the story. Hello.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior.
Oh, yes.
His mind began to wander.
Ah.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats.
I'm trying to be very careful.
And toads. And things that have not names.
I feel like his hand's gonna cut off. Sorry, we're behind on schedule. Shit. Hold on. Hold on. Okay.
He knew it was all in his head.
Yeah. What?
But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
So now it's like...
But he found something more.
What?
I worried about him then.
I'm worried.
Daydreaming at the cannery.
Yeah,
I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first.
Oh God, it's starting to...
He told me he'd made a new friend.
It's starting to cloud his judgment. Like everything is taking over.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
Oh God.
And songs for them to play.
Look, this is like... Oh my God. It's hard to focus on...
He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery.
Oh God, this is bad.
But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him.
What, the blade?
All the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished.
Oh. Where am I?
He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Did it? Okay, even the sound of the blade is like, it's starting to get muffled.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality.
This is not what you do whenever you are...
Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
Next to a chopper.
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen.
Ow. I don't know. Oh god. What the hell?
The Queen was on her own quest for
Sinister
serpents. He followed the sound of her silver harp.
I feel like having beautiful music.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
Oh. Oh no.
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
This is cool though.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Is he an emperor?
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Oh wait, we're Lewis now?
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him.
Can't go back.
Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Oh, what's gonna happen to him?
The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Oh, Molly. Wait, it's all starting to drown out. What's happening?
His queen waited, holding his crown.
Oh no.
There was only one thing left to do.
He's gonna reach out, try to grab it, and his hand's gonna get chopped off, isn't it? Oh.
bend down his head.
No.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Oh, God.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
We're almost to the top of the house. Oh.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to... I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
God. I'm getting scared. I'm worried. The final
But it
room.
had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
What happened?
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
So are we Edith? Who are
The
we?
thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
Ah. So Edith was the last.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
History of the Finches.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life.
Yeah.
But I never thought I'd go back to it.
Now,
When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
ugh.
I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me.
Make it to the
Or
house.
maybe I came back to them.
Really? This is locked. Oh.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go. I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it.
I do this in the car. I'm not gonna lie.
A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it.
That's neat. It's
She
a
started getting
dandelion made out of bunch of
The
letters.
rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while,
Oh.
and then she didn't. And then I was alone.
God.
The last Finch left alive.
Oh.
Until I found out about you.
Who are we?
I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Jesus.
This journal was supposed to be for you.
What the?
But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
So Edith was dead all this time. Aww. Are these childhood pictures of all the creators? Everything ends. Trophy. Hold on, wait. I think there's music. Yeah. Wow. Now, that wasn't a mind-blowing game or anything. I will say that. But that was a really enjoyable experience. Like I said before, not not all games are meant to be like fast-paced and no. Some of them are just slow and mostly just meant to be a work of art. Trophy earned, thanks Joy. But yes, my favorite type of games are games that are meant to be a story. Ones that are meant to be in their own right a work of art. And I think that is probably the reason why I really enjoyed playing this game, and whenever I saw it, like, I watched a trailer for it, and I was excited to play it. And now that I've gotten the chance to play the game and see it all for myself, I'm really glad that, you know, I waited to play it. I really enjoyed this. Now, each character, there were more characters in the story than just, you know, you, even though we didn't ever really see, you know, any of them. But just because you don't see a character doesn't mean that they don't have a defined story of their own to be told. Every character in this story had their own. It wasn't just the story of the player going through the house and I'm guessing we were playing through the eyes of Edith during that. The Edith Finch team. Awesome. The end. That's so nice. Man. Well, we don't know if Edith is actually gone, if she actually died, but I guess that's just kind of left to speculation. It was sort of implied that she's dead, but I don't know. It's just something tells me that that might not be the case. He may not have died. Yeah, she may not have. But anyway, all that aside, I really did enjoy this game, and I hope you guys enjoyed, you know, going through this with me. I'm grateful to all of you that watch. I just want to say that. And yeah, that's all I have to say about the game. So again, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and a comment. And you know, it'd be great if you guys would subscribe. I'm almost to 100, and even though it's not the numbers that really matter, it just, yeah, it's surprising to me that even like 90 people are supporters of the channel, so thank you guys. And that's it for this one. I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, people.